Welcome to the deep dive. We sift through stacks of information to pull out the real nuggets of knowledge for you.
That's the goal.
Right. And today, our mission is pretty clear. Get you up to speed on the absolute latest in artificial intelligence.
We've got articles, research, some expert takes,
Yeah,
all from July 2025.
exactly. We're going to explore some key shifts, things like AI policy changes, new model releases that are kind of groundbreaking, and some really transformative applications.
Yeah, expect some surprising facts, maybe a few aha moments along the way.
Okay, so we're focusing on three main areas today. First, China's got this significant new AI regulatory framework.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a major new AI model, DeepSeek R3. Big
Yeah,
deal.
very big.
And finally, the role AI is playing in precision medicine, which is just incredible.
This really is.
So what does all this actually mean for you, for tech, for, well, the future? Let's jump in.
Let's do it.
Okay, first up, China. July 28th, 2025, they announced this pretty major new AI regulatory framework.
Yeah, the South China Morning Post covered this. They've brought in mandatory safety audits,
Right, mandatory audits for AI models that go over 100 million parameters.
which, for context, isn't even that large by today's standards, but it sets a threshold.
And it specifically targets those critical areas, healthcare, finance, public services.
High-stakes stuff.
Exactly. And developers, they actually have to submit risk assessments and mitigation plans before the AI gets deployed.
Before. That's the key word. It's proactive.
So what's really pushing them to be so, I guess, strict about it?
Well, it seems like it's a very direct reaction to a tangible problem. The SCMP piece connects it straight to this huge spike in AI-driven scams.
Oh, yeah. How bad?
Apparently, losses hit over $10 billion in 2024 just from that. So this framework is really about trying to clamp down on misinformation, bolster data security.
It shows governments are kind of being forced to act fast now, doesn't it? Because the impact is so immediate.
Absolutely. It's moved beyond theoretical risks into, well, real economic damage and safety concerns.
And it's not just China, right? We're seeing this regionally. Japan's deepfake ban, that was July 25th.
Right. There's definitely a trend in Asia towards more governance,
Mm-hmm.
which, contrasts quite sharply with the U.S. approach, which is still generally lighter.
So the big question then is, could China's approach, these pre-deployment audits, maybe become a global standard?
That's what everyone's wondering. I mean, you see people like at AI Watchdog on X praising it for tackling deepfakes head on.
Well, there's always a but.
But yeah, the same user flagged the potential downside.
Mm.
Could this kind of strict oversight stifle innovation, especially for, smaller startups or developers?
Yeah, that's the classic balancing act, isn't it? Safety versus progress.
Exactly. It's the core debate playing out globally.
Okay, so from policy, let's pivot. Let's talk about the tech itself. Raw computing power. DeepSeek's R3 model dropped on July 27th.
Right. And this is interesting timing following the regulation news,
It really is. So TechNode's reporting R3 is open source. It's multimodal.
meaning it handles different data types,
Mhm.
text, code, images.
Exactly. And it's packing a massive 500 billion parameters, optimized specifically for coding and math reasoning.
And the performance specs are pretty eye-opening.
They really are. Get this, 95% on the human evil benchmark. That's a key test for coding ability,
And that score puts it right up there, rivaling xAI's Grok 4.2.
which is a top proprietary model.
Sure.
And Hugging Face evaluations show it's also, 30% more cost-efficient than models like ChatGPT.
Yeah, 30% cheaper to run, basically. That's huge for practical use.
And it's not just theory, right? It's already being used.
It is. TechNode mentioned it's already powering a logistics platform somewhere in Shanghai, and it's cutting delivery route planning time by 25%.
Yeah, so real-world efficiency gains right out of the gate.
Tangible benefits, not just benchmark scores.
And this definitely fits with what Stanford's AI index has been showing, doesn't it? That Chinese models are closing that quality gap with U.S. ones really fast.
Very fast. The gap narrowed from, over 9% in 2024 down to just 1.7% this year. It's significant.
So the open source nature of R3, that's...
It really is. It creates this kind of duality. You've got tech trends on X, celebrating the accessibility, making powerful AI available more widely.
But then you've got the other side.
Right. At Ethics on AI immediately warned about, potential misuse, especially in places without strong regulations.
So it strengthens China's AI ecosystem, no doubt. But being open source, it really throws that whole responsible deployment question into sharp relief globally.
Absolutely, it forces the issue.
Okay, let's shift gears again. Let's talk about where AI hits closest to home. Our health. Precision medicine.
A really exciting area.
So Nature Medicine reported on July 26th about a breakthrough from Stanford.
Yeah, this was pretty amazing.
They've developed an AI system that actually tailors cancer treatments. It looks at an individual's specific genetic profile.
And the results in trials were quite something.
An 18% improvement in patient outcomes. That's substantial.
It really is. It pulls together genomic data, medical images, patient history, all to recommend personalized therapies.
And this builds on things like Google's AlphaFold 3, right? The protein structure prediction.
Exactly. Understanding those protein interactions is kind of fundamental to designing targeted treatments like this.
So how does this fit into the bigger picture of AI in medicine?
Well, it fits right into a rapidly accelerating trend. Forbes pointed out that by this month, July 2025, there are already over 650 FDA-approved AI medical devices.
650. Wow. Mostly in radiology, you said.
Yeah, radiology is where it's most heavily concentrated right now, but it shows just how fast AI is embedding itself into diagnostics and now, increasingly, treatment planning.
It sounds incredibly promising. But there must be concerns, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
While you had folks like at Health Tech Now on X celebrating the Stanford breakthrough, they also brought up the critical issues.
Like data security.
Precisely. TechTarget warned that scaling this kind of precision medicine relies entirely on having really robust, really secure data pipelines. You just cannot have breaches with this kind of sensitive information.
Yeah, the trust factor is huge here.
It's everything.
Yeah.
You see big investments like Everlab getting $10 million for AI and preventive care. The potential is massive, revolutionizing healthcare. But trust hinges completely on safeguarding that patient data. Privacy isn't optional. So the question becomes, how do we roll out these amazing advances responsibly, securely, ethically?
Okay, so let's try and tie this all together. This snapshot from July 2025, China's regulations, DeepSeek's R3, these precision medicine leaps, it really feels like a bit of a turning point, doesn't it?
It really does. You see the push and pull everywhere.
Yeah, China's policy hits the ethics and security buttons hard, but raises that innovation question. It kind of mirrors Japan's deepfake law in a way.
Right. And then DeepSeek R3 democratizes powerful AI, makes it more available.
But instantly brings up worries about misuse, especially because it's open source.
And precision medicine. Huge promise for transforming healthcare.
But shadowed by those absolutely critical concerns about data security and privacy.
And these aren't isolated incidents. They reflect broader trends. That McKinsey survey, 71% of companies using generative AI.
Yeah, but only 1% are considered mature in how they use it. That points to massive scaling challenges still ahead.
Huge challenges.
Yeah.
And Stanford's AI Index confirms that global AI development isn't just a U.S. game anymore. China, the Middle East.
Aha.
They're making serious ground. Diversification is happening fast.
And the regulatory landscape is heating up everywhere. The EU's AI Act kicks in August 1st. The U.S. has its AI task force.
True, but then you have publications like The Guardian pointing out the other sides. We still have this global fragmentation in how AI is governed. It's complex.
So as AI keeps reshaping, well, pretty much everything, policy, tech, our own health, what's the core challenge?
I think it boils down to this.
Yeah.
How do we globally strike that balance?
Yeah.
The drive for innovation is powerful. It's necessary even. But the need for accountability, for ethical guardrails, for safety, that's completely non-negotiable. How do we manage both?
And for you, listening, understanding that balancing act, knowing the importance of good governance, transparent deployment, that's going to be absolutely vital in figuring out where AI goes next.
It's not just watching it happen. It's about shaping it.
We've covered a lot today. Regulations, powerful new models, life-changing medical AI. As these tools get woven deeper into our lives, the question really becomes, how do we make sure they genuinely serve humanity's best interests?
Yeah.
What part do we play as informed people in guiding that ethical evolution? Something to keep thinking about. Stay curious.